one challenge that we had in the very beginning was FinServices was a new business unit in a large enterprise. This meant that they had to develop everything from scratch, including brand books, UI kits, even back office processes. They had to develop everything. For us, it meant as a developer to work without like in a high uncertainty area, because we didn't have brand colors, we didn't have UI kit. So we just decided to go with the solution of managing colors, managing styles on the backend. How did it work? We just applied some dummy styles to the prototypes just in order to test them, to test the functionality on users. Though we understood that in future, when brand book will be completed on FinService side, we had to apply this to the application. Meant we don't want to redo design, we don't want to redo the front end. So we developed a solution to manage everything on the back end, and literally this saved us weeks of like human work effort. Means when the brand book was finished, we just in a matter of days applied all the styles, all the colors, all the fonts. So you can recompile all the pages structure through the backend, and this was quite efficient solution, I would say. And you need to think a bit outside of the box in order to come to the solutions that are not obvious enough, like that are not on the top of the water.
And you may see now the real concept of our MVP without the brand book. It was quite simple, black and white, but we still published this version for friends and family. We tested our process of buying insurance policy. We just had on the main screen one button saying to buy insurance policy. We launched this version quite early, and it helped us to test the functions of our app, to find some bugs, to make some improvements, but it was very useful for us to launch this version because that was the most difficult from the technical point of view part of our app, and we had a lot of time to test all the integration and to put later some beautiful banners. We would also like to give some piece of advice on how limit negative reviews in stores if you publish an MVP. As I said, our MVP had only one product, and we understood that most of our users won't like this. And we wanted to limit negative reviews in stores because we understood that if we publish this MVP, we get maybe some negative reviews, and later it would be very difficult to get a high rating of our app. So we came up with the idea to put next slide please, to put a banner inside our app saying, please give us some feedback about our app. This banner was on the main screen, and our users that had some maybe negative reviews, negative feedback, they did not go to stores. They just clicked on this banner and filled some answers from us. They told us what they liked about our app and what they did not like about our app. We had a short survey. We asked them also what kind of functions they would like to see in the future. And these life hack helped us to limit negative reviews because people, they had an option to leave review inside the app, and they did not have any desire to go later to stores and to write negative feedback one more time. This life hack actually helped us to keep quite high reviews in stores. We now got 4.7 in App Store and Google Play, and we use these life hack even now. If we launch some new functions, we put also a survey inside the app and get all the customer feedback directly.
And for the application that is used by millions of users, 4.7 is a very high, score, and it shows the real love from users in the end. So there are always, you all know that there are always bots that generate negative and positive feedback, but in general, 4.7 for applications that are in top of the App Store, in top of the Google Play, it's a very high score. And just to recap, what we follow to in the process, the first one is you have to choose the proper team because team is the core of everything. And proper team can be gathered in-house, fully in-house. That's perfectly fine if you have available experts, if you have available resources. The team can be gathered kind of in a mixed mode. That like we worked with the FinService. When you have your kind of management team, when you have your brains engaged in the project, and on the other hand, you have hands from some third-party vendor that just works as a part of your team that participates in all the activities and that is being managed by your managers. And the third option is you can just outsource everything and ask the vendor about the end results, which is kind of a bit risky, especially for new products. Striking the balance between UX and UI is always a cornerstone of all products because business, they want really beautiful picture. IT guys, they want like as much functionality as possible and IBM-like interface. Though you have to be somewhere in the middle as product owners. You have to interact with your audience first, interact with your stakeholders, and try to kind of give them some information that's based on data again, and this will help you to promote the solutions, especially in terms of UX that you want to promote. The last one is ask for the feedback. It's as I mentioned in the beginning, it's a continuous work. You should be doing this and never stop doing this, even after a successful launch, even after you grow big and go like to IPO. Still, you need to communicate with users, but the ways of communication might be different. Madina, would you like to add something?
Yes. In March, our app will be 2 years old, and now we can share our results. In 2 years, we have grown quite nice, and now 60% of all our sales come from mobile app. Our retention of our clients is 20% higher in app than on website, and also 80% of our monthly active users come from mobile app. 60% of them use mobile app exclusively. So in 2 years, we came from an MVP to an MLP. Next slide, please. Here are 2 screens of the MVP of our app, and on the right you may see how our app looks right now. Actually, when we made this presentation, I could not believe that our app looked like this. So it is quite different from what we have now. So you should not be afraid to launch an MVP even with very small functions, with very limited functionality, because it's better to launch an MVP quickly to get customers' feedback and to evolve your product, because you will fail at in any way. So it's better to fail quickly and cheap and have some time to evolve your product to launch and increment every sprint. We actually conduct interviews almost every sprint. We add A/B tests to our app, and we continue development of our app. I think in 2 years it will look completely different from what we have now. At the moment, we started with one product, but now our app has deposits, loans, a lot of financial services like credit score, invest score, and so on. And we won't stop, and we continue working with Imaga. For example, some developers, they work from the start, and now we don't have only 2 teams, we have 3 teams, and we want to form a 4th team, and Imaga works with us. And I think the share of Imaga developers is at the moment even higher than from the start.
And we added the dark theme. It's very loved by users.